like
I'm not very judge.
not like I don't go into buildings like Right. What are we having?
So we're having, if I recall correctly, an almond jelly pudding with some orange slices.
Ooh. Almond jelly pudding. And you made that from scratch?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's made with coconut milk, evaporated milk, almond essence, gelatin. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Some sugar.
Wow. And how long did this, guessing you had to put this, like, once we're done, put it in the fridge?
In the fridge, yeah.
How long did you have to set for?
Minimum 4 hours. I did it this morning, so I'm quite curious how it's going to taste. Okay, that's interesting.
Did you have, this is the first time you're tasting it?
Mm-hmm. Everything I made today is the first time I'm tasting it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the fun of it now. We discover it together. If it's shit, it's shit.
You're like,
I mean, it's possible. It's possible.
so is there a history as to why these two are
Together?
supposed to, yeah.
Not particularly. So the guy showed you on TV, Ken Hom. So this was one of his recipes. So he mentioned like dessert isn't really a big thing in Chinese food, but he said they do have some unique flavors. They do have like a lot of citrusy elements in food, and obviously those go down as nice desserts. So this was one of them. There were some, should I call them more interesting desserts that I didn't feel very confident in venturing. There was one that was called an almond soup.
Wow.
Yeah. What? I was going to ask you what. Let me not assume, because I have an idea in my head. My question was going to be, what are your passions?
To eat food. My passions, I'd say definitely in the realm of the arts. So arts where you can express yourself. So that could be through videography, could be through photography, could be actual, art in the sense of painting. So I appreciate, I don't know, it's different. And I recently came across this new interest of mine, which is very weird, but bathrooms. I love a good bathroom, a beautiful bathroom.
Like newly renovated type of.
Yes, not an old grandfather.
I'm
I'm
not very judge.
Not like I don't go into buildings like
I'm sure someone does.
But yeah, like I absolutely love, like, and I was saying that in terms of, say I come into a home, the space about a building or house, is, attractive, or you either like it or you don't, but I don't know, there's something about the bathroom, a very good, well layered.
Specifically, oh wow, okay.
Yeah, it's like I would pick, if I had to move into a property, I very likely may base my decision, like say if I had to rent a property, or if I had to buy a property that was just, newly built or whatever, part of my big decisions would be based on the bathroom. It's like the bathroom and then kitchen.
Wow.
It's weird. I think one part of it is I don't like old bathrooms. I don't know why you're laughing, but I don't like, there's some, like, a modern bathroom is like, I don't know, maybe because I think I spend a lot of time in the bathroom, because like I lose, and I was actually just thinking to myself, like, if I move to the next place, I have to put a clock in there.
Wow.
I literally do, because like too much information, but like I'm showering and for whatever reason my mind wanders off. Like I would spend so much time, I'd be thinking, okay, well, this is what I need to do today, okay, this is what I need to do. Like I do a lot of thinking for whatever reason in the bathroom. So maybe that's one reason why I want to, feel like I enjoy that space and can, there's just some level of comfort that I would have in a bathroom that's
beautiful.
Yeah, it's not even necessarily about the, how beautiful it is, but
really?
It's like, is it clean? Is it modern, in the sense that, unfortunately it's like how new it is may be linked to, not necessarily to how clean it is, but
there's a correlation there.
And I mean, there are just certain features, like the layout of it, that just, would draw me to this is a nice bathroom.
The shower head.
It's not necessarily, I mean, you can always change the shower head, but the shower itself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
At first I thought you were referring to like the aesthetics, like maybe the type of the wall, the tiling that was used, or... I mean,
it all will come together. So you definitely have to think about the piece. So what units you're putting in there. So if it's going to be a shower, you think about the units, you think about what space you have. You can't have a small-ish bathroom and then you put a giant, shower units there. It takes off all the space. So, but then if you're gonna, or you put in a bathtub in there, you're not making the most use of your space. So it's about the whole thing. It's the spatial awareness. It's the material that you put in there to either make it's making the most of the space that you have. So it's either you expand it, you use the just like you say you're in a room and you put a massive mirror in there and it makes the room look bigger. So it's using that same kind of mentality to the bathroom and the space.
Being smart with
exactly. And the colors as well, and just everything coming together.
Okay. Interesting. I was going to recommend a YouTube channel called AD, Architectural Digest. So they, how cribs used to go to celebrity homes, so they do very similar things. Well, outside of celebrities as well, they just go to beautiful homes as well. Stunning bathrooms. I think you would get your your bathroom feel.
Get my fix. There are a couple of pages that I follow on Instagram, and it's just like, and they always like put Wait, I can't. I'm not. What? What are you laughing at?
I don't know.
I don't like why you're laughing.
Like.
Because I like them. It's really hard. These particular pages, it's like every other post they put out, it's like it just always speaks to me. It's weird, but I'm just like, yes, they're all different,
Yeah.
but they're all just so good at the same time. I don't, yeah. If I had to, I would love to go to school to, learn how to, put these things together. It's just.
I was going to say, what do you think if you had the opportunity to go back in time and like make different decisions? What do you think you should have honed in more to go down that path? In terms of like what were your thoughts? Just thinking about the same subjects we did in high school. To give you that career goal, you tell your parents I want to be a bathroom designer.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Like,
no, if I could go back in time,
yeah.
I would. I think I picked the right subject to studying at university, which is economics, which is you can do many things with that. I wouldn't necessarily say that maybe I should have done this career instead, or maybe I should have gone down this path instead, because everything has its pros and cons, everything has its goods and bads. But it could have helped. Whether or not I would enjoy it is a different case. But I just think if I took a different career where I would have been making stupid amounts of money from a very young age, the only benefits I can see of doing that is it would have provided me more resources to do bathroom design, to do my art, to do the creative things that I enjoy. So I mean, if
you're looking at it from not a career perspective, but more of a life enjoyment, hobby.
Yeah, it would basically be more as a means for me to do the things that I really enjoy. So it's about providing the funds, the resources to do that.
Yeah, because part of the reason I was asking was like for people, young people, if you think about us back then.
We're still a young people.
I mean, like when we're seeing GS1 and we're still figuring out our lives, like highest in my head, I wanted to be also accountant, banker. That was that simple. But I didn't really have this picture of opportunities that things could be so dynamic and different and so interesting. So I was just wondering if I could speak to someone at that age who knew or had a sense of, I want to do this element of home design, it could be bathrooms, kitchen, but I just want to learn this art of beautification. What should I focus on? Or is it the case where I should just be good in my studies generally, or like what advice would I give that person? So I was just curious.
I mean, for something like that, if I had to give for myself, if I had to give any young person any advice, it would be, life is like not full of fairy tales. For you to be successful, unfortunately, you may have to start doing something that you may not necessarily enjoy, and that's just a fact of life. You have to get and gain experience in certain things. It would help. As much as I would encourage people to be entrepreneurs and own your own business. The fact of the matter is, it's not for everybody. That's one. It requires a certain amount of discipline, dedication,
I agree with that.
perseverance, and all of that. But one of the benefits of starting off in their very small select group of people in the whole world, where say straight from school, or they drop out of university and they go and they start a business and they're successful in it. There are not many people that such things happen to. Not everybody is Mark Zuckerberg or Bill Gates. So some of the benefits of working in a corporation, in an organization where you are an employee, is really and truly you get to learn certain crafts. You get to learn, depending on what area of business you're focusing on. But if it's about sales, you get to there's skills that you can develop there. Even if you're not in finance, there's certain things that you can learn. You can learn about you've got trained experts. I don't think a lot of people really grasp the environments they have around them in a workspace, where you literally have a trained accountant, or a trained engineer, or a certified marketing executive, or whatnot, like different people. So in business, the fact of the matter is, whatever business you want to do, you have to understand money. And that is just the truth of it. Like, you don't need to go into the depths of it, but at least you understand, okay, how do you read a balance sheet? There's certain like little things that you can learn, or you learn about the P&L of a company. What are the things you need to look out for? It helps you.
On that point, right? Like, I 100% agree with you. 2 points on that. Like, in terms of having those resources around you and utilizing them, I'll say I'm a testimony to that. Like, a big part of my job now has been based on secondhand knowledge I gained from just conversations and people I bugged that were sitting across me. Or how did you do that? How does coding work and stuff? So, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can't undersell that. Other points in terms of financial knowledge, I think it's very important. For me, I guess maybe the disappointing part is I wish it was thought more at a younger age in schools, where I know there are subjects like accounting and commerce and things like that, but from a very general perspective in terms of money management and what's important, I feel a lot of it is missing. Yeah.
I think it's everything, to be honest. I think home plays a huge part as well. And the truth is, where Nigerian we come from, that side of the family, not everybody's parents sit them down and tell them, these are the benefits, like start saving, or you have this money, buy stocks, making, get investments, don't spend your money on PlayStation games or all your money on it's like, or if you save this money, you could buy 1,000 PlayStation games like at a later date, like just teach you certain things like that. So like it's not just about school. You definitely have to look at home. You have to look into the home unit as well. Like what did you learn from home? Like what did your parents teach you about that? And yeah, I mean these are things that we know now, we've learned now, and hopefully we can take it to our, when we get to that stage where we're having our own families. And these are things that from speaking for myself, that I would want and I would love to teach my children, regardless of whatever career or whatever interest that they would want to go down, whatever routes they want to go down, money is so important. And it's not just about, making money, and, people, I've heard, a number of people say it's like, it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you save. So it's, the more money you get, it's just, I could earn £100,000 a year, or I could earn £50,000 a year. I earn £100,000 a year, and I spend £80,000 of it all gone. Like I have only £20,000, but someone else that earns £50,000 and they only spend 20,000 of that, they're keeping 30,000, whereas the person that is earning more is spending more.
Yeah.
So it's about, definitely at some point, threshold where the more money you earn, hopefully would be the more money you save, but you have to get to the mindset of make the most of whatever you have, whether you are, on a 6-figure salary or 5-figure salary. Just be wise about how you spend.
Yeah, for me, I take what you said, but I go about it in a slightly different angle as well. In terms of, it doesn't necessarily matter how much of it you spend. It's how much of it are you getting back, and that's the way I've been trying to think as well. In terms of, so take with your same logic where, or the second person just earns, was it 50,000? You said the person might go about in spending 40,000, right? But with that 10,000, if the person is smart enough to invest, for example, using investments in a very broad way in the right areas of life or businesses, right? And that investment is bringing back extra 30,000. Like, for me, that's like the better approach, because to a certain extent, yes, it's good to be disciplined and save, have that mentality of saving, keeping money aside, putting it and growing it in your savings account and stuff. But for me, the true growth comes from learning how to use that money, whereby it gets to the point where you're just getting compound interest, and whatever your money is basically doing that work for you, and you're not,
so what I mean in terms of saving, it's not tuck your money away in a bank account, which is what I used to do. And then you grow, you get wiser, you learn about investments, you learn about buying stocks, you learn about what kind of stocks you should be buying, or depends on you, who you are as a person, whether you're more what your risk appetite is, basically. So when I say save, it's save to, like a general, it's anything. So either save to put it in your bank account, or save to invest. So the key thing is about not spending it on things that are not necessary. So just like somebody that earns so much money and they just blow it up, they go clubbing,
they go to the nightclub,
exactly, every day, and you're popping bottles.
What's the real value?
Exactly.
I get that.
Oh, should I say my favorite?
What was your favorite?
I think my favorite was actually the starter.
Oh, okay.
I could literally sit down and eat that. A whole bowl of it.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
This was interesting. I think it was a bit too much for me though. I've discovered that I'm not very much a dessert person. I like dessert, but it's like if you gave me more chicken or or more cake. I don't know, sometimes I'm starting to like cake now. So that's what, like, say for me, like my mind was more on finishing the rice, whereas someone else would be like, "Ooh, I need to have space for dessert," kind of thing. So for me, it's like I would fill up, just be filled up on savory kind of thing.
That makes sense.
This was nice.